We are live here from my 8th grade game design and development course, right? And what we are looking at is something called high fidelity, and I'm in what's called the sandbox right now. So to give you a little context, okay, stop, look, listen, we're all just paying attention to this. Nobody's logging in yet. Okay, so high fidelity is a virtual reality environment. Anybody ever hear of Second Life? You guys too young for that, for Second Life? You've heard of it? So Second Life was probably the first big, sort of social virtual space or 3D world or environment, right? Now, it wasn't VR, but it was very 3D, and people interacted there. I've gone to meetups in there. I've gone to classes in there and learned stuff. I've gone to all sorts of neat things. I've even presented in Second Life where my avatar was in there with like a screen and a presentation, and I was talking to people that were in this virtual world. Well, the guy who started Second Life started something called High Fidelity probably a couple of years ago. And it's getting better and better, as most things do. And what it allows you to do is a number of things. One is it's a virtual world that I can enter, and I can do things within the virtual world. And maybe I'll show you some of that later. Like the other day, I was in somebody's arcade in there, and what they had is their sort of environment that they were creating, and you can do this stuff because physics are involved. They had, a game set up with the basketball where next to each other were shooting hoops. Really felt realistic. He had a few ping pong tables. He had, what else did he have in there? Just a whole lot of neat stuff. And that was all interactive, and it was testing kind of what's possible with that. I'm playing around with creating some ideas for you all to create content for VR, and also for some hackathons that I'm creating for middle school age kids, where we're going to be looking at things like 5G technology and what's possible and where VR and AR might fit into that. So what you're looking at here is my sandbox, okay? And let's see if okay. So I'm not in VR right now, right? But I can go into VR in just very easily. And I can now, and hopefully you'll see it a little different when I'm in VR. And you see it? So now this is one of the things I played around with earlier today. And actually I should use the controllers when I'm in VR. Now, are you still seeing what I want to be seeing or no? It always does this. It goes back out of, all right, now I have to go back. So right now I'm not in where I want to be. So let's see. Let's see if that brings me back. It's weird, like it takes me back out. Now I'm just in the Oculus VR thing, which I do not want. Wait, let's see if I can get back in. Hang on. Go back here for a second. So I can either go in the desktop mode, which I was in before, or I can go in the Oculus Rift mode, which I'm in now. Good. So now I can walk around. Do you see me walking? Okay. Do you see my guy with his legs down there? It's my avatar. He's pretty cool. Now, here's a couple of things. So this dragon, do you see it? Pretty nifty, huh? I wish I made it. I didn't. That dragon I brought in from Tinkercad. Anybody ever use Tinkercad? Yes, no? Yell it out. I can't see you. No? All right, well, you're going to be using Tinkercad to create stuff. Basically, anything you create in Tinkercad can come into this very easily. One of the things I'm sort of, and this was made in Tinkercad too. See him? Pretty cool, huh? Let's throw him. Nope, I can't throw him. I guess he doesn't have the physics properties. All right. So then, this here, see this? So this thing here, let's see if I could grab it and move it around a little. This was a Minecraft build of an aquarium, okay? Now, it doesn't look very good. You can tell some of the properties of Minecraft, right? But it doesn't, I'm having a hard time bringing these over. Did I show you all the merge cube where I brought a Minecraft thing into the merge cube? Did I show that in here? Yeah. Okay. Yes, no? Have any of you seen the merge cube where I had in the merge cube a Minecraft build and I could see it in the cube? Somebody said yes. Okay, I'll show you that later. So when I export an object from Minecraft, I could easily bring it into something called the Merge Viewer, so I can see it in alternate reality. I'm having a real hard time figuring out the best way, and if anybody that's watching our stream can help, I'm having a real hard time bringing them into something like this. When I go to export them in a number of different environments, like, you know, and I bring it over, it wants to do all these textures and weird things like that. So anyway, so we'll figure that out as time goes on. But watch this. I should be able to, where's that video I put on here? Is this it? No. I was trying to play around with some walls and making a maze, which some of you might be able to do. I've played around with some text. You could put text in here. I could jump. So there's a lot of neat stuff you'll be able to do. Oh, here's the video. So this is a video that I'm playing. There are two of them actually here. This one I wasn't getting to work quite right because it's on a web page. But this is actually about 5G. Oh, and actually, you notice I'm on the wrong side of it. So I'm wandering around here, but I don't think it'll let me play it in here for some reason. No matter how much I try. But this one, is this the right way? Or is this the back of it too? This one, because it's a YouTube video, it was letting me play, and let's see if it'll do it now. So do you see this? Can you see the video playing up there? Oops. If I'm looking at it, do you see it now? Now I gotta stop her. Okay, Jane. So the idea of bringing in videos and stuff is pretty impressive. So let me show you how some of this works so you understand what I'm talking about here. So if I go back to display the desktop mode, okay? I'm gonna play around now in desktop mode with a few things. So here we go. So that video that I brought in, let's get rid of these for a minute. If I go into down here to create mode, I could then, I think I should be able to delete these, yeah. So let me go through and delete some stuff. Okay, now, let's say I want to put a video in here. Okay, oh, I have a great one to put in. Ready? I wonder if any of my friends from Hightail are watching this right now. Any of you see the Hightail trailer? Yes, no? All right, well, we're going to watch this trailer. This game is going to be so amazing. So let's go here. It has 43 million views. I'm gonna take this video, okay? I'm gonna stop it from here. Super cool game, right? Now, anybody hear of Hightail? Oh my gosh, you people. So here, I'm gonna go back to create, and I'm gonna add something from the web. So there, it brought in like a web browser type thing, right? And that wants it to play that web page, but I'm gonna change it to this one, to that YouTube video, okay? Now, there's that video playing in VR. Now, I think, let's see if I can make it bigger. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let's see if I can make, oh, you know what's funny? High fidelity is a little, you know, quirky at times, so sometimes it'll just close out on me. So let's go back in. And we're gonna see if we can make that screen even bigger in VR, okay? All of you should be paying attention up here. This is amazing, amazing stuff. Let's see if anybody's in our stream. Doesn't look like they're chatting with us, so that's fine. Okay, so here, let's see. Now I'm back here. Let's see if my video that I just brought in is still there. Looks like it's down there, right? So we're going to go back over here. Now, you know, I'm just messing around. When you start building in here, you'll see how you can be a lot more organized. But there's my video. It's playing, right? In VR. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Let's just go to create for a second. And I could definitely make the whole screen bigger. Let's see. That's pretty cool. So now I wonder if I could make it go into, you know, in YouTube you can make things full screen. Well, anyway, I'm going to go in and I'm going to view this video for a minute in VR. You're going to be jealous. Yep. Anybody want to see it in VR? Come on up, Sean. Whoop, sorry, I messed it up. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Is it playing? Oh, you hear the sound too, right? Is that pretty cool? Look, now you don't see it, do you? Look up, now you see it, right? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Nice. So that's just showing you here. So we'll stop there for a second. And I think we ended up on the wrong side of the video anyway, because look, it's going so it's backwards. Go to create. For the moment, we'll just delete that for a second. Delete. Nope. Doesn't want to delete. Really wants to keep that video on here. I don't blame it. Now let's see if we can pause it. I don't know how to pause the video. That's funny. It won't let me delete it now. It's there forever. Maybe if I go to web. Nope. Alright, let's, how do I change this video? Here, we'll do this. Because I just don't want it to go to the next video, which it'll do. So there's Google in there, okay? Now we could have a Google browser in VR as well. Now, what I want to show you some other stuff, though, is how easy it is to work with things like Tinkercad. Okay, and let's see here. Tinkercad. Okay, so this is Tinkercad. Okay, so let's say I want to make a some kind of nifty. What do I want to make? I don't even know. Maybe I want to make like a little bit of a house or something. So I want to make this floor and take the whole space. Okay, maybe I think I could probably copy that and paste it. Yep, look at that. So now I've got this wall here. Okay. And maybe we'll just give it a ceiling sort of and see if we could flip that around, which I think I can. Ooh, that way we could do it. Oh, how do I flip it this way? I could keep flipping it that way. I want to flip it the other way. Anybody know how to do that? It's interesting. It doesn't want to let me... Well, you know what? I'll delete this one, and we'll start a new one. See what happens if I put it up here. Oh, I see what happens. Oh, you know what we'll do? Forget that. We'll copy the bottom one, right? And paste that, and then we'll bring that up here. Isn't it lovely? So there, simple, like kind of sort of box, hollow box, okay? So that's what I want to play with, okay? So I'm gonna now export this. And I'm gonna export it as an OBJ, okay? Which is gonna give me a couple files in a zip folder, okay? So I'm gonna call this hollowbox.zip, okay? Now, one of the super cool things about high fidelity is when I'm in high fidelity here, and I go into that folder that I just, whoops, go to high fidelity. It cut out again. How about that? So we're gonna go back to high fidelity sandbox. All right, and then we are going to find that. Now watch this. When I am in my, look, I have this 3D export folder here. And I just made, what did I call that? Box. I don't see it in here. Where did I save it? Where did I save it? Maybe I didn't save it there. Let's see where I saved it. From Tinkercad. I exported it to... Yeah, I have it in 3D export. Let's try it again as box.zip. Okay, there we go. So now watch this. So I'm going to show this in the folder. I'm going to go into high fidelity. I'm going to go back to that folder I just had open. And see my box? I'm just going to drag it right into high fidelity. And in theory, there it is, right? Oops. In high fidelity, there is my box. So now I can close this. I don't need that. Let's maximize this. Now in high fidelity, when I'm back in create, I can play around with this box. I can make it bigger and smaller. I can move it up and down. I can rotate it, I think. let's see, I should be able to rotate it by this green one. Oops. I don't know why that's not big enough for me to really handle. Oops. Let's make it bigger so we can see what we're working with. Now I believe if I do this red one, if I really grab it right, watch this, I can, it's funny how it actually, see how, oh, it's narrow because of the way I just changed it around. But there's my box from Tinkercad in this world. Do you get the sense of what we can start to build in here? Okay, if anybody wants to work in, I'm going to make some quests for Tinkercad. I'm going to also make some quests for working in, oop, I lost part of it, in High Fidelity. Now I have a table, okay? Maybe you can make a whole living room around that video that I was showing, and we can watch a video sitting in a living room, and you could have a bunch of people in there and do it. So in theory, we should all be able to work even in the same world and build stuff, which will be cool, because the sandbox is just for like our class right now, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to sign off for now, but I hope you start to see what you can do. And like I said, as a very first step, whether it's in Classcraft yet or not, consider there to be a quest that says build something original in Tinkercad and export it as an OBJ file, and then you'll submit that to me. That'll be a quest you'll get credit for, and we'll put it into our sandbox world. So at the very least, for starters, you'll all contribute buildings and things to this world, and maybe eventually we'll make a whole village that people can walk through in VR. The next step would be starting to figure out how to incorporate physics. Maybe we can make, for that YouTube thing I had, maybe somebody wants to make a big, you know, like frame that we could put the video content in. Some people might want to start bringing in pictures and things. Ultimately, I think we'll make a prototype of a project that maybe, you know, or you will, about that talks about a certain topic, but where you can kind of guide people through it in there, or create a simple like maze game, or even a platform game, because right off the bat, the platform physics work. So if you create a platform type game in that with just blocks that you make either in the game or in Tinkercad, you can have your player jump around in VR in this world. Okay, so that's where we're going to kind of start going with this, and hope you kind of see how cool the potential is. And anybody who was watching, I thank you. And don't forget to hit that follow button. And we also have a YouTube channel, Wham's Space Game Design on YouTube. And most of these videos are finding their way there as well. Thanks.